Hey everyone, it's JJ Kings here with
Ethan.
and we are here for a new episode of Red and White
Review.
for Canada's Drag Race Season 1, Episode 6.
6. Lots. We're deep in now, girls.
Very deep.
Oh. Am I good?
So we have Jeffrey Boyer Chapman walk into the workroom for a brand new, joyful day.
In the workroom.
And he announces that there is a mini challenge, which is the Psychic Hotline. We have a special guest from RuPaul's Drag Race UK, Miss Crystal. I don't know the last name.
Crystal Ball, that makes sense. Fortunes, we're getting it.
Get it?
We're getting there. I would have preferred the bag of chips challenge myself.
I could go for a bag of chips right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so he announces that it's a psychic hotline. They have to get in quick drag and just be as stupid and funny as possible. So, did anyone stand out for this challenge for you?
I mean, the first thing I'll say is I love that they kind of read Priyanka's Snatch Game performance in this challenge by being like, we're going to show you how every other queen is going to do this better than you did.
She's like, girl, you're throwing salt on the wound.
Yeah.
It's the fresh, not even healed, not even scabbed over wound.
I mean, it's good planning, if anything. People that stood out to me, I really liked Boa's performance. I thought it was super funny. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was super funny. I also really liked Jimbo's characterization. I thought that was good.
She looked beautiful, by the way.
Yeah,
like,
funny.
She's probably looked better than some of her runways in the 20 minutes. No shade, I love Jimbo. You all know I love Jimbo, but like, I was like, damn, she's good.
The Pan's Labyrinth moment was pretty fantastic. Last but not least, I also enjoyed Lennon's performance.
She was kind of referencing what they had said Priyanka should have done in her Snatch Game, which is like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. Yeah. I actually thought that Boa was finally letting go because she was so into it at the end. She's like, I don't even want to leave. So we find out that the winner of the challenge was
Lennon, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I keep on forgetting, but she's actually done pretty good in this competition so far.
Yeah.
She's won a couple mini challenges. I think she won the main challenge, the Heritage Moments. I mean, for someone who people are sleeping on, or is a coaster, as Boa said, she's actually doing fairly well.
Yeah. No, she's proving that a New York queen is good at drag, which we all knew already.
Okay, so now we get into the main challenge. So the main challenge this week was a late night lawyer promo video, commercial. We've all seen them.
Hurt in a car, call William Attar. I don't drive. Hurt by a car might be a different
that would
lawyer.
Suit us, maybe.
Yeah, we don't drive.
So Lemon gets to choose the teams. She pairs Scarlet Bobo with Alona. Then it's Jimbo, Rita, and Boa for a good old threesome. And then it is Lemon and Priyanka for the final group. Who do you think is going to do well?
My instant reaction to the thruple team was that it was stacked. I was like, these are three people that all have very distinct personalities, that are kind of silly and stupid, and can definitely pull a camp role if need be. So out of the gate, I was like, they're going to be a standout team to beat.
Jimbo, Boa, and Rita all have big personalities. They all have a specific point of view in drag, which I love. And I think that, again, that's what I love about drag and drag queens. Those are the ones that stand out to me. I'm super excited to see what they do. We have Stacey McKenzie. She's directing this. So she really just lets them organize it.
And it just reminds them of the time that's left.
Yeah.
So, which I think is a great, like, I like when there's less direction.
Exactly. So, and I think that this is cool that Canada's Drag Race is doing this because you kind of lose that now in RuPaul's Drag Race. It's so produced, everything's written out. So it's cool to see that they have to think about the camera angles, think about the shots, think about the script, think about how it's going to be edited, think of all the funny one-liners and the names and the outfits. So I think it's cool that they're open to that. For me, I'm a little nervous for Alona and Scarlett. I think that anytime you do like a really annoying, over the top, like sissy sisters, like James Charles, you're going to borderline being annoying. So I'm a little worried for them, and I'm a little worried for Boa.
Yeah, I mean, watching the run throughs, definitely edited Jimbo, Rita, and Boa to be kind of the most struggling team while filming. They seemed, Stacy made a comment about them being like all over the place. My first reaction to seeing the behind the scenes of Scarlett and Alona was that it was kind of annoying. I think their whole like sissy thing is like kind of a cute idea, but also you don't want to lump yourself in with another person when you're competing on a show because it can be detrimental to your success. So now moving to the main stage, they debut their late night lawyer law firm commercial things. And how do you think it went for the queens?
So I have to say they were all pretty good. I wasn't like offended by any of them. I think that my standout would be the
The
thruple,
threesome.
the threesome. I think that Jimbo, Rita, and Boa all did a really great job. I think for me, in my opinion, Jimbo stood out to being the best in the team. What did you think?
I thought the thruple team was definitely the best out of the three to pick from, followed up by Priyanka and Lemon. I also think that they had a good concept and it was executed well. They were very confident with their lines and it wasn't too muddied in terms of ideas.
I do have to say that I didn't mind Scarlett and Alona as much as I thought, and I kind of got their concept more when I watched it. I do think it's very difficult to um, listen to something that loud and at 100 the whole time. But with that being said, I think I laughed more at Alona and Scarlett than I did at Priyanka and Lemon. So tonight's runway is the Canadian tuxedo. So it's denim on denim on denim. And who stood out to you as a favorite on the runway?
Jimbo, hands down. Again, love the Club Kid, Lee Bowery influence, and also, could be an unpopular opinion, loved Alona's look. Head to toe, the makeup, the idea of doing like kind of like a sleeker fashion coverall mixed with chaps. I fucking loved it, and I thought she looked beautiful.
So Jimbo was my favorite outfit. I think that if I'm going to do a denim on denim Canadian tuxedo, like I'm gonna go for raw denim. Like I want to see raw edges. I want to see a mix of the different colors and textures of denim. So I did like Jimbo's the best. I thought it was the coolest idea. So different, so unique. Again, going back to not knowing what Jimbo's going to walk out in from the Celine Dion challenge to this one, night and day. I'm super happy for Jimbo, and I think he should win this challenge.
I think so as well.
So I really liked Alona's outfit. I thought that if you are going to do a dark denim, that is the way to do it. Sleek, fashion forward, mod, the hair, the makeup. I think it was all perfect. I wouldn't have changed anything. But that brings us into Mr. Jeffrey Boyer Chapman, who has some other opinions.
So this is something that me and JJ talked in great lengths about after the episode, and it was something that I think we, all jokes aside, wanted to take a second and kind of talk about, you know, the importance of body positivity and the disrespect that was kind of thrown Alona's way. So do you want to kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, so I think we mentioned in the other episode, we saw Mina, who is the body positive Egyptian LGBTQ2S plus community member that was in the pit crew. The first time we ever saw that body type on a Drag Race franchise show, and we were so proud and happy about that. But then for the next episode to be commenting on Alona's ass and telling her that she needs to cover up her body, she needed makeup to cover up the skin texture, the imperfections. To me, it takes away from the idea of positivity and progressiveness and diversity that Canada has.
It's her deciding to wear her natural skin and own her natural skin walking down that runway isn't and should never be a detriment to the quality of the outfit that she put forward.
Yeah.
So to say that putting foundation on your ass would have helped your overall look is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. And I think that there's something called tact, Jeffrey, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but you kind of need it when you're talking about someone's body. And again, drag, you cinch, you pad. I get the body side of it. You're trying to feminize your body and your features, So I understand saying, put a hip pad on, put a cincher on.
Yeah.
That's like what typical drag is. And that's kind of what we're looking for in this first season of Canada's Drag Race. But when you're talking about someone's skin texture, I mean, you have to understand that not everyone has perfect skin. And for someone to be rocking their own body, no hip pads, she probably had to shave. So to me, calling out a skin texture, it's just rude and negative. I have different skin texture on my face. Are you going to call that out? To me, it just doesn't sit well, and it promotes a negative message instead of the inclusive one that we were hoping for.
I mean, it's been a common theme this season that he's kind of been a piece of shit, especially to some of the queens. And I mean, I don't want to sugarcoat that. Do I think he's probably an awful person in real life? I don't think so. I'm sure he's a very nice person. But at the end of the day, you have to look at what you're judging. And I think there's certain things that take importance when you're judging drag, and I don't think that someone making that choice to wear her natural skin is any reason to tear her down for it.
You could have said anything else and it would have made it less negative.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Alona's response at the end to be, well, I'll just Photoshop it out. Like, that's the mentality that we're driving into the young viewers that are watching the show and saying, okay, well, I can't have my normal skin texture show because it's not accepted here. And I think that that is where we have to be careful.
We'll get to this, but for her to be in the bottom and have to lip sync and see that she put tights on shows how much that comment would have affected her. So what I have to say to you, Alona, if you're watching, think that your choice to wear your natural skin was the correct choice. Also, Brooklyn, you're guilty too, because she had made a comment as well while the queens were backstage that it was also horrible. It was a horrible decision, but no. Let's hope that with time, the judges kind of figure out how to navigate this job and their abilities to judge these other queens in an effective and helpful way.
So that brings us to the rest of the runway.
Yeah.
So for me, I did really like Boa's outfit. I thought that, again, I didn't really agree with the judging. I do hate those wings. I mean, like, I hate those wings on everyone. Shea Coulee, who is my favorite drag queen of all time, she had those wings in All Stars 5, and I hated them. I mean, besides Courtney Act, who literally had the best version of those, I think we need to pack those away, everyone, and move on.
Yep.
But overall, I did like the kind of raw, edgy rocker vibe that she had, and I think it did stand out. So let's talk about some of the people that we didn't find as exciting on the runway.
Like, this might be an unpopular opinion as well, but I wasn't a huge fan of Rita's outfit this week. It just didn't read denim to me.
It didn't read denim.
And I also agreed with the judge's comment about just having a little bit of padding in her derriere area, and that was just to help with like overall kind of
Proportions.
Yep. And I also wasn't a huge fan of Priyanka's look, but again, it's kind of for the same reasons. It just didn't read denim to me. The winner of this week's challenge is
Well, we said it, but it's Rita Baga.
Rita Baga.
I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think she deserved it?
I think she did great in the acting challenge. My personal opinion on the outfit is it fell short. I held Jimbo around the same level as Rita in the acting challenge and much preferred her outfit. So for me, I think I would have preferred to see Jimbo win this week.
How do you feel about Jeffrey, Miss Jeffrey? She's getting up to trouble this episode. She says, welcome to the competition, Jimbo.
Oh, yeah, well, welcome to the competition, Jimbo, but she won last week. So pay attention, Ryan, or whatever your fucking name is, because you're an idiot. Open your eyes. She's too busy DMing RuPaul, thanking him for the gig. So Brooklyn Heights asked the girls who they think should go home this week, and the queens that are picked almost unanimously are Lemon and Alona Burley.
I think they're pulling some stunts and some Canadian-ness in here. I feel like once one person said one name, everyone just jumped on board. And then as soon as it got to the other half, when they were all on the team together, they all said the other person's name. I think like it's a little bit wishy-washy. I would have just said who I thought who should go home.
I would have said Jeffrey's name. Jeffrey, you should go home. Wouldn't that be the gag? Come on. And then I would ask him to pull his pants down and look at his ass to see if it was foundationed and pure.
So Lemon's a little sour. Yes, I've recycled that joke in every episode, but she's a little sour that they chose her. And we get some tea from Boa and Scarlett, who think that she has been standoffish and disingenuous.
I mean, it's disingenuous, for one. But I also think that, like, if you're going to say a name, just say the fucking name. Be unapologetic about it. That's your decision. You were asked a question, just say it. Whether you're kind of piggybacking on other girls, just own up to it. Like Scarlett Bovo saying, like, Lemon, I'm sorry I picked your name. Like, don't be sorry, you said it. And you're the first one that said it, so just say it. I know, I get so heated.
I'm gonna go over here.
Because for me, I just think that, like, you're in a competition. Lemon's response of being like, I'm not here to make friends, that perfect.
Yeah.
It's a competition. Like, don't take it personally. Let the hate fuel you to do better, and leave it at that.
And we find out that
Lemon is safe.
and
Alona's in the bottom.
with
Oh.
I do have to thinking back on it, Lemon and maybe Alona should have been on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's this one was really hard because I thought you had Priyanka, Scarlett, Farida, and Jimbo who all did really well. I don't know how I would have voted if I was a judge. I think that Alona's runway was really good. I thought Boa's runway was really good, and I didn't like Lemon's runway as much. So to me, Lemon would have been one of the people that I put in the bottom, but that's not it. It's not my drag race.
Yeah.
Fuck my drag right. So we get into the lip sync, which is, I just have to say, I fucking love this song. I was telling Ethan I would have walked around crying. Like, I think I was almost crying telling him I would have walked around crying. It's such a powerful, beautiful song.
I think Alona was the standout for sure. She embodied the lyrics more. I think Boa just kind of stood still. It didn't seem like a real Boa kind of song based off of like my perception of her campiness. I mean, if I was Alona, I would have put the tights on because I'm all stressed out about what they just told me, and then I would have ripped them off and I would have sat on Jeffrey's face. That's exactly what I would have done, and I would have won the entire season. The winner of this lip sync this week is
Alona!
Alona did it.
She did it. I do have to say, she emoted the shit out of it. So, unfortunate. I love Boa, but it is her time to go.
I do want to say, Boa, it's been an absolute pleasure watching you on the season. I've totally fallen in love with Boa. She's the shit. She's so funny, and I'm so into you. And thank you so much for sharing your story in the workroom. That's a very important dialogue that needs to be had about sexual abuse, sexual violence, and harassment.
Yeah.
Thank you for creating that dialogue, and thank you for sharing it with all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you, girl.
I think it is so powerful. I think you slay.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to miss the quirky, silly, over the top Boa. I hope that you succeed in all your dreams.
Yeah,
That was
hope.
really lame. Sorry.
No, on it, like, but on a real note, like, hope you achieve everything you've ever wanted because
You deserve it.
You deserve it, and you killed it this season.
Yeah, I want an All Stars. I'm telling you right now, guys, I want an All Stars with Canadian Drag Race contestants to come back. I want Tainomi. I want Boa.
I want Kine. No, I don't. No, I don't. I want her in that same outfit in the workroom with balls flying all over the place.
Balls.
Yeah, and I want Jeffrey to compete.
Speaking of balls.
As a contestant. And I want everyone he's ever wronged to come read him for Phil. That's what I want.
Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. We did it. Another one's here.
It's probably a long one, but there was some important stuff to cover, so thank you for sticking with us.
And we are on to the top 6.
6, I think, yeah.
Wow, it's almost over, guys. So thank you so much for watching. We will be back for another episode next week. And remember, positivity, body positivity. We love you. And although we're judging you and giving our opinions, again, it's our opinions. It comes from a place of love. All of these queens are sickening. And congrats to all of them who made it to the season. I think they slayed.
Yeah, it's been unbelievably enjoyable to watch so far.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you next week.